What's going on, friends? Welcome back to another video. I wanted to just give you guys like a week in the life kind of vlog. As you know, we went like almost right up until Christmas with our homeschooling, so we're still just taking some time off. I think I'm gonna get back into my planning in this video. My dog and my cat are going nuts right here with each other. Look at these two. Anyway, so it is actually Tuesday the 4th. We are just kicking it right now. We just got done playing some video games, and tonight we're gonna go meet my parents for dinner, and I will excuse me, I will probably go ahead and start mapping out our next little plan of attack for schooling. I don't know that I shared this with you guys, but my son asked if we can do fish next, so I'm gonna poke around what I can find and then create something if I need to, but then I will show you guys what we end up doing and then what Texas standards that I link those to, as I always do. My husband's back there and his like attachment cat, well, like she's attached to him. She does not let him close the door. If he closes the door and she's left out, then she just cries and cries and cries until someone opens the door for her. So I think he's working out, and so she's just waiting at the door in distress. Okay, so we're going to our favorite Mexican food restaurant. It's called Mama Cuca's. If you're in the like Arlington, Mansfield kind of area, excuse me, I would highly suggest going there. The drinks are really good and they're very strong for the price. That's kind of hard to find. They have really good chips and queso, but what we like to get is a fajita plate, and I think it's meant for two. My husband and I usually share it, and then my parents always get the same thing too. But it has like the most decadent tasting chicken, shrimp, steak, sausage, and then there's something else, and we usually sub this something else. That's why I can't think of what it is. So we'll probably get like extra chicken or extra steak with that tonight. Oh my gosh, I've been like dying to go back there. We were gonna go last night, and then I called my mom and I was like, hey, y'all want to meet us? She's like, no, we already got our dinner like cooking for the night, so wait for us and we'll go tomorrow night. So we had to put it off, so I've been waiting. My mouth has been watering just thinking about it all day. So okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get into planning and getting all of our stuff prepped for next week. It is currently Thursday, so thank goodness the air just went off. It's Thursday, so I think we're just gonna wait and kick back up on Friday, but I do want to kind of show you guys some things that I have in mind, show you some stuff that I'm going to make on Canva, just, you know, the usual kind of playing with me feel. I know some of you really enjoyed these because you may be wondering what to do for your curriculum, or you haven't committed to a curriculum yet, so filling in some of those blanks or areas that you need to like come up with something. I feel like this is kind of where that would come into play if you fall into that category. My son is playing in his room, so he's going to probably be loud as usual, and I'm not going to say anything to him. So I'm sitting on the floor just because it's more comfortable. I have like a little tray thingy that I've got in front of me, so I'm gonna probably just like brainstorm and write down some stuff. I already pulled the standards from the Texas knowledge and skills list that I showed you guys before, so I've already chosen like the ones that we're gonna focus on, and then we haven't discussed this yet, but I'm pretty sure that after, not like this upcoming week that we get into everything, but the week after, we'll probably try to go to the aquarium just to kind of tie everything all together. And you guys will see why once I kind of get into what exactly we're gonna be doing, and like how the standards will tie into all of that. So let's get rolling with that. I'll probably just insert just little tidbits that I'm doing along the way and not really make this like a tutorial type of thing, but you probably already know that I love to just talk about it anyway and give you guys all the information that I can if you are wanting / needing that. So I'll probably still fill you in along the way, but we'll just see how it goes. Okay, I showed you guys the box is already ripped, and we just got this like for Christmas. I showed you guys this book set when we went to Barnes & Noble one day, and Santa brought it for my son. So we've been reading these lately. They are Minecraft Wood Sword Chronicles. And so there's 4 books that come in the little box set like this. And so we're still reading the first one. We've been doing like a couple chapters a night. And it's a story about these kids. They put on VR glasses and then they get transported into the Minecraft game. So we are like just at the point where that has happened in the story. But I actually really enjoy these. So I wanted to share them with you guys because I think they'll be perfect like for young readers. In the story, the illustrations are just super cool, and then they have like different words and different fonts and stuff like that. So if you're looking for something for either like for you to read with your kids at night that's not like totally scratch your eyes out boring, this would be a great one. And as always, I will always recommend the Magic Treehouse books as well, because those are kind of the same as far as like keeping you really interested and engaged and like keeping your kids kind of following along with you. Or if they're reading this on their own, this would be like a perfect little set for them to follow, because it's like an easy read for, I would say, like later elementary age kids, or even just like as a leisure read for your kids if they're a little bit older. So we've really been enjoying those. So I did want to take a second to share them. I got these off of Amazon, but they sell them like in bookstores and stuff. I've seen them in a couple of different bookstores, like the box set, but it was a little bit less expensive on Amazon. So I will link below the little Amazon link if you're interested in grabbing those for your kiddos as well. And I'm waiting for my computer to charge up, so I will show you guys what else I do after that. Okay, so these are the first grade standards for math, and so we're doing data analysis, and you can see that there are just a few different requirements here. And then let me scroll up to writing and reading. Go back up here. Okay, and then this is the writing section, and they're really just talking about like composing writing that basically makes sense and can also, let me scroll down, can also show like comprehension of informational text. So you'll see that right here. And so I'm just gonna kind of compile all of those into our writing practice. And then for science is where I found the idea of interdependent relationships and talking about like symbiosis and stuff like that. Symbiosis, however you wanna say it. And then we've already talked about life cycles, but we are going to use that and tie into like the food chain and food web and all of those things. Let's see, here we go. Analyze and record examples of interdependence found in various situations such as terrariums and aquariums, or pet and caregiver. So all of those things are going to be compiled together. While I was looking through what we were going to do for this upcoming week, one of the books that was recommended, I think I'm gonna choose this one to check out, was the Cactus Hotel. Of course, it's gonna play an ad. So this is talking about like the different animals that are living in this ecosystem. So I do think that we're going to use this as a little bit of a like background knowledge type of activity. And then this will tie in with our reading for the week. So I wanted to show you guys what I'm going to be doing for that. This is a read aloud. I really like doing these because we're able to like stop and go back. If you have a library nearby, that's also a good option, obviously, but this is just more, it's just an easier way for us to have access to lots of different things and different read alouds and things like that if there's just a book that we can't find. And there's also, there's always just different types of versions and narrations and personalities. So sometimes it's nice to have just a mix up, especially if you go back and read the book again. You can always just choose a different person, choose a different video or user, whatever, and use the same story and the same concepts just to further solidify all those concepts that you're working with. Okay, one of the really cool things about Canva, they have the option to change the data that you have in, like for a graph or something. So for our math concept that's kind of being tied into our fish and aquariums and all of that jazz, I'm gonna be doing some bar graphs and just add, you know, whatever kind of information that I want in there so that we can use that as like practice, reading graphs and all of that. But I did wanna show you guys on Canva how you can adjust the information, like they give you a table and then it reflects directly in the actual graph, like in the visual graph, so that it makes it just so much easier for you to input whatever information you want, especially if you're gonna be changing it for whatever topic you're working with or concept you're doing. It's just a very simple way to have a graph just pre-made for you. It looks super cute because you can choose all the different colors, yada, yada, yada. So I'm gonna flip you around and show you guys that. Okay, so here's what I just clicked on and that's immediately what it brought up. So let me show you guys how you can change all of the different little options on the side over here as far as how the chart looks. And then you can even have the option to do a line chart or an area chart. And so there's just all different kinds of, you see I'm scrolling right here. There's a donut chart, funnel chart, all different types of things. So especially basing it off of the difficulty that you need, there are various options to choose from. We are going to do a row chart because I feel like we've already kind of covered a bar chart, and even though it's the same concept, it looks a little bit different. So then over here in the data, you can go in and change on this side right there. So let's see, let's change this to starfish. And so then if I click over here, then it will change this to starfish. Let me center it so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And then so on and so forth. So I'm going to change all the information in here and make it look like it's, you know, a class vote or whatever. As far as what the different votes are for different fish or different living organisms in the ocean. And then I will just speed it up and show you guys what that looks like. Saved everything as a PDF and then I'm going to print it, and all of those things that I showed you guys that I was working on Canva, we're going to be working on and dividing up to put into our interactive journals. So these won't just be like worksheets, but it's just going to serve as kind of like a guide for the lesson and then something to refer back to after the learning or at the end of the year, whatever we decide to do with it from there. Those different topics and concepts are going to be all tied together to, you know, build our learning for the next couple of weeks. And then, like I said, I think we will probably, you know, put a bow on everything and take a field trip to the aquarium. So I am going to look and see which one we want to go to because we have a few options in our area, and we will go from there. So that's where we're starting off next week. So I hope that this was neat for you to kind of see my process. And I do think that this is like kind of a quick little glimpse of it. I didn't go into as much detail, although I do have an in-depth, actually like a couple in-depth planning videos. If you are interested in those, I will link them right up here in the corner. So that's going to be all for this video. I hope that you enjoyed this, and if you did, give me a thumbs up so I know that this is your jam. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.